Welcome to Lesson 5, problem number 2, where we are still solving literal equations, this time for W. Okay, so let's take this first problem. We are basically going to subtract the 2h because we're trying to get W by itself. So I'm doing the same thing to both sides, and we simply get P minus 2h equals 2W. Divide both sides by 2, and we simply now have P minus 2h over 2 equals W because the 2's cancel. 2 over 2 is just 1. So now what we can do is we can either write our final answer as P over 2 minus, since it's 2h over 2, it just can be written as h equals W. So you could either leave it the way we had it, or you could make it into two separate parts. If you're not sure why we can divide that into two separate parts, one thing to keep in mind is I kind of like to sometimes think of it as this sharing is caring. Notice that there's two terms in the numerator and only one in the denominator. So each one of those terms in the numerator gets divided by the 2. They have to share the 2 because of the sharing is caring. See that nice heart shape there? It's because there's more terms in the numerator and only the one term in the denominator. Okay, let's go to the next one and let's change the color just so that you can kind of see the different problems. This is a light bulb. It's not as hard as you might think though if you see the trick, because it's a sharing is caring problem again. So I'm just going to write it as B over W plus W over W equals K, and we're trying to solve for W. So the good news is we now have B over W plus 1 because W over W is just 1, and that's equal to K. So now we can simply subtract 1 from both sides, and we have B over W equals K minus 1. If you want, you can put that over 1 so you can see the cross multiplying here. But just like that, we can now say, let's go back here, and we can say W times the quantity K minus 1 equals B. Divide both sides by K minus 1. And we have simply W equals, as our final answer, W equals B over K minus 1. And we're done. All right, good job on that one. Let's do another one. Let's go back to red so you can see this last one. This last one is it could be tougher if you don't see kind of the first step, which I think is the best step. Let's just multiply, cross multiply. Let's just put 7 over 1 and we're going to cross multiply. So we get 7W equals P plus 3W. Now simply subtract 3W from both sides and you're going to get 4W equals P. Divide both sides by 4. And your final answer is simply W equals P over 4. And you're all done.